In this video, we're going to look at the defensive impact Marcus Morris Sr. made on Tuesday evening. We begin with a side out of bounds for the Thunder. It finds its way into the hands of Steven Adams, who then passes to Chris Paul. Adams then sets a screen for Gallinari, but Marcus Morris Sr. is going to navigate through it and stay attached quite well. As Paul dribbles into the lane, Morris Sr. digs down to help on the Adams roll, but he has to know that Paul is going to make the pass back to Gallinari. When Gallinari goes to catch, Morris correctly stunts at him rather than closing out hard. This allows Morris to end up staying level with the ball handler as Gallinari drives into him with contact being made. If he had jumped, Gallinari could have blown by him. Morris gets himself in a good position to contest the Gallinari awkward shot, and he ends up blocking it, and he ends up also recovering it to end the possession and help the Clippers. This play kicks off with Oklahoma City having the ball and getting it to Chris Paul on the left wing. As Paul shot fakes against George, Morris is positioned well to guard against a drive or play the corner shooter. When the ball goes back to the point and Gilgeous-Alexander, he drives off the pick and roll, and Marcus Morris cheats up to help on the roll or the drive by SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander navigates through the paint, and Zubac switches onto him, but Morris quickly switches onto the ball handler to let Zubac stay in the paint, and it puts Leonard on Paul in the corner. When Gilgeous-Alexander goes to drive, Morris does a great job of pushing him away from the middle of the floor and absorbing contact. Gilgeous-Alexander then attempts a step back, which Marcus Morris does bite on. However, Morris jumps without extending, and he stays to the side, which leads to him staying out of a foul. Gallinari gets the ball, and he ends up getting to a spot where he can get a jumper off. However, Morris helps over, and he ends up contesting the Gallinari shot beautifully and helps force the miss to get the Clippers a stop. Chris Paul has the ball, and the Thunder run Gallinari up from the corner to the wing. Morris gets hung up a tad on the screen, but he does recover out in time. The ball gets swung back to the corner, and Ferguson dribbles into a little action with Gallinari, and the Clippers choose to switch it by putting Morris on Ferguson, the ball handler, and Williams on Gallinari in the corner. The ball winds up getting back to Gallinari, who is now covered by Montrezl Harrell after Williams and Harrell switched. Nerlens Noel flashes to the post, and a double team presents itself. Noel gets the ball, and Leonard, Harrell, and Morris have to read the action and figure out where to go. The ball goes to Schroeder in the corner, who Leonard jumps out to take. It's swung to Paul, and Morris digs down to help on a potential drive. But Paul swings it out to Ferguson at the point, and Morris has to get there for the contest. He does, and it results in a miss. The Clippers get the rebound, and they go the other way up the floor with a chance to score. Morris hustles down to the other end, and he ends up posting up against Terrence Ferguson in the right mid-post. Morris has established good mid-post position as he gets the ball and gets ready to go to work. On the first bump by Morris into Ferguson, the forward feels Ferguson overplaying the left hip and knows he can spin to the right. Morris does just that. He spins to the right and gets to the baseline. He elevates with a floater, and it ends up beating the rotating shot blocker to give the Clippers a larger lead. Lastly, this is a baseline out of bounds set for the Thunder. The ball is given to Steven Adams at the elbow, and Gallinari walks up from the corner to receive it. Morris runs into the screen set by Adams, but he does a solid job of navigating over the top of it. Morris and JaMychal Green get a tad mixed up, with Morris expecting Green to switch onto the rolling Adams. However, Morris retreats back to Gallinari, and when Gallinari crosses back to his left, Morris does a great job of flipping his hips to stay in front of the driving Gallinari. This forces Gallinari to pick up the ball and spin back the other way to create space, but Morris is right there to contest the shot and force another miss for the Clippers.